Hello.
Morning. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Glad to see ya.
Glad to see you all. Glad to see everyone's okay. Doing well.
Definitely agree. JoinPD.com. Pair deck today is DWETK. It's a beautiful day outside.
Birds are chirping. Yeah, exactly.
Hi.
Hi. Glad to see everybody. Wish I could see you in person. Hey, Mason, how'd the baby bird wind up?
Good. The parent came.
Okay, good. That's good. That bird would probably have to go stir broth, won't he?
Oh my god. Free.
Even digitally, you're not free from it, Mason.
That baby bird will have to stir some broth. You know, that's the funniest, goofiest thing that became.
Mason, I hope you know that's going on for the next 2 years. You have inside of eggs.
Yep. Well, it's no worse than me being called Priscilla for a year and a half after the magician came to school.
My
I don't understand why we're still doing this, Stir the Brown.
Mason, I'm going to inform your next teacher about what's going on.
Oh, I've already let them know.
Chicken nuggets.
You gotta mute yourself, my G.
Preach. All right, again, joinpd.com, DWETK. And remember, on the last day, Thursday, May 21st, we'll have our Mr. P Awards. I'll be sending out next week on the Tech Task. One of the days it'll be where you're going to put in people's names for nominations of awards. That'll be next week in the Tech Task. Because you can nominate people for awards.
Any idea which day?
I think it'll be Wednesday.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
What's the Mr. P Awards?
The classroom awards. Like Fred already has one. He gets the pencil award for always being prepared for school with a pencil every day. There's a Stirring the Broth award, of course.
Mason
I
to
think
our
we know who's going to get it this year. Or maybe Eli will steal it away from him. Who knows?
My brother doesn't know what that means. He's tripping.
bro. Just say if your brother gets into Megs, bro, we're gonna
In Megs, bro.
It's gonna be the same thing, Mason.
Yeah, he's in Megs, Fred.
Oh, well, it's gonna be the same thing.
Yep.
Brock Jr.
I'll let the 5th grade teachers know too.
Mason, you brought generations and generations going to bed.
Broth stir ribbing.
Broster. Eli's gonna be Broster Jr.
The broadster, okay?
Yeah, let's call Eli Broth Jr. No, Broth Baby.
Broth Jr. is better.
It's all gonna be a broth.
Broth
dynasty,
Jr.
bro.
is better.
Broth Jr.
When I'm hearing like broth,
And
Jr.,
then the next
I'm
one's gonna be
thinking of Baby
the
Yoda
third.
drinking the bone broth.
So Eli, you're Broth Jr. Just get ready.
It's gonna be the broth dynasty.
I'll hunt you down in 5th grade and come in and tell your classmates.
In 200 years, you'll be in the history books.
Uh-huh.
The person who started the broth.
Yeah.
It would be the broth dynasty.
Hey, you remember when that other Mason from Life School came and told about having to stir broth when he was a kid?
I think that's how it all started.
Yeah, it is.
You know, there was a dude in our class that he was talking about it. Or
The grown-up Mason, yeah. Okay, anybody need help getting in to joinpd.com? DWETK. Mabel. Dog. All right, I'm going to start the Pear Deck in just a second. So if you're not in, you can join in afterwards it starts, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start. All right, starting day 2 of Composite Figures. So first of all, if you will put on there something about today that's good, maybe something that you wish was better. Not the best. And don't forget while you're typing after this is over to get your parents in the room to do our GimKit battle.
uh,
My parents told me they understand Kahoot more than GimKit.
Oh,
Kahoot is easier to understand though, because it doesn't have all the extra money stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
it is. But I've already got the GimKit up. So
Kahoot's not as fun though.
who can be fun? Are we talking? Wait.
So we have, can you all see the people in the chat? I mean, in the Zoom. Can y'all see we have Broth Boy and Broth Baby now?
Broth boy.
Yeah, Broth Boy and Broth Baby.
Who are they?
Mason and Eli.
Are you gonna rename Eli's name?
Yeah, he's Broth Jr.
Oh, me.
All righty. Let's remember now we're starting the lesson that we stay focused on the lesson and participate in the Pear Deck, please. And here's the first question from yesterday. So it's an explain slide. So on the screen, if you will please say yesterday, how did you come up with your total area of that shape? And then give me another possible way that it could be solved that's not your way. So there was like at least 3 ways that we talked about yesterday. And I'm going to share some of those on the screen. And I'll call on a couple people just to share that are different. All right. So I'm going to start with Graham's because this is the first one on the list here. So could you tell us what you did there, Graham? What you explained? Can you say it out loud?
So pretty much, if you see the figure, actually, let me just pop this up so that way I can do a little bit of marking. What I did here, marked in the red, is I divided it into 2 triangles and then this rectangle that you see here.
Yep.
and then did the multiply and multiplied for the values of each different part and then added them together.
Okay, so for your rectangle, did you use 8 or 4 or what?
So what I did was, if we wall it off like this, I did 8 times 4, or yeah, that's
Or
what I
did
did for that, and then I did 3 times 3 for one triangle, and then 2 times 3 for the other, and added them.
So it's that big rectangle is actually 11 by 4, right? Because you add the
Oh,
3.
right, because you add it together.
Correct. So Jayla, you have a different drawing. Do you care to talk about this? Because it's another way.
So the way I did it yesterday, I split it into a trapezoid and a rectangle, like you can see on like right here
Uh-huh.
at the bottom. But you could have, like you guys did, you could have done it into 2 triangles and 1 rectangle.
Yep. Right. So we've got 2 main ways. You could do a trapezoid with the 8 by 4 triangle, or you could do the whole rectangle with the 2 little triangles, or you could do 2 little triangles, little rectangle, and bigger rectangle. So yeah, so there was at least 3 ways that could have been done. Could you have made a bigger rectangle around the whole thing and then subtracted out the part that's not in it? Yeah, that would kind of be a long way around doing it, but it would be possible to do it that way. All right, so I'm going to take that off the screen and remind you that there were the parts of the composite figure that needed to be thought about. They could all be done separately, or they could be combined into a trapezoid and a rectangle, or 2 triangles and 2 rectangles, or 1 big rectangle. So just a reminder of that. All right, so here's our next composite figure. So if you will go ahead and come up with the area of this composite figure. What I want to know on your screen is, what are the measurements, and then what is the total area? So if you will answer on the screen, what is the total area, but also what are the measurements that are needed? Also, what are the measurements needed? So I'm going to have to call on Jayla again in a minute, because you've done something different from most people. So you'll have to share yours. Alan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure you got back in, because I think you've got locked out. Remember, include on your slide what is the actual answer. So Kylie, can I start with you in just a second?
Yes.
Okay. And then Josie, will you share yours? And then Jayla, because there are 3 different things I want you all to point out that are different. All right, Kylie, can I go ahead and put yours on?
Yeah.
Are you ready? If you're ready.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so screen Kylie's. All right, so here's Kylie's. So go ahead and tell us what you have there.
Okay, so what I did was I split it up with a triangle at the top, a big rectangle, and then a small rectangle at the bottom.
Okay, so does everybody see that that is one way to do it? There are other ways. That big rectangle could also have been a smaller rectangle and a rectangle that runs all the way up through here. Possible. Okay, go ahead.
And then, so I just started at the top with the triangle. So 4 plus 4 is 8, and then divided by 2 is 4. So, oh yeah, and the pink is the area of the figure, and then the yellow is what the side combined is.
Okay, so
So I got 4 for the top triangle.
Kylie, let me ask you about this number here. Tell me about that number.
Yeah. So because with a triangle, you can cut off the other side and put it on top of the other one. That would just be 4 because it's touching 4 boxes.
Okay, so here's what I want to ask you. Is the slant height of that triangle the same as this height up here?
No.
No. This is 4. That slant height would be more than 4, right? But I don't need that to know about the height, right? So in this little triangle here, that's worth 4?
Yes.
But then this one over here is also worth 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be a total of 8 for that section?
Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So then I divided that 8 by 2 and got 4.
But no, let me ask you a question. But actually, that would be 8. If you do the whole triangle, it's 8 times 2 divided in half, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's total of 8 for that, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that would be a total of 8 right here. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and then
that's fine. That's beside the point. I just want to talk about your thought. Okay, yeah. Did you read that up? Did you put the red on that?
What?
Did you put red and yellow on there? Okay, well, whoever did, that's great. Okay, tell us about the red section there.
Okay, so to get the line at the bottom, I had to add the 3 plus the 5, which is 8. Gotcha. And then 8 times 4, which is 32.
Okay, so she had to do this whole thing, and it's literally 32 because she had to say 5, and she had to do 3 down here. And that's 8 times 4, 32, okay? And then they got the 6 right here.
Yeah, and then the 6 is simple. It's just 3 times 2.
Yeah, so the total would be 48. I mean 46, sorry, 46. Because up here, that triangle had a total of 8 in it, right?
Yeah, yes.
So the total would be 46, all right? Jayla, Josie, let me pull yours up. Hold up just a second. I have to use my phone to get to it. Okay. So Josie, what have you got right here?
So I just put down where you needed the measurements to do the problem.
Okay, and tell us about it.
So for the triangle, you need to know the height and the length of it, and you need to know the height and the length for the 2 rectangles.
Correct. And so your method is the same as Kylie's, but I just wanted to point out that you have the color coding and that you mark the height and length. Okay. And then Jayla, will you talk about yours? Because you did something different.
So I split it up into 2 trapezoids and one rectangle.
Uh-huh.
So for the trapezoid, I had to, can I annotate on it?
Of course.
So
Yeah.
for this section right here, that line, that's the height of it, so that's 6.
Uh-huh.
And that's that's actually the base.
Uh-huh.
And so I need to add that, the 6 and the 4, and that's 10.
Uh-huh.
And I multiply that by the height, which is this 4 right there.
Okay, so let me reiterate what she just said. All right. The height is 4, that's the 4 tall from perpendicular of the 6, right? And then 6 and 4 is 10. So 20 for that whole trapezoid. Okay, most of you didn't. Well, I don't see anybody else who did that. Does everybody agree, though, that that is correct? Okay, it is. Okay, and then over here, did you do it again, or you just knew it matched?
I just knew it matched.
Yeah, it does. So then you just go 20, 20 is 40, and 6 is 46, right? Exactly, right? So that shows you another way to get at the same thing, okay? So here's the next one. Go ahead and try this one. I'm going to mute because the train's coming through. Michaela, do you mind to share in just a moment?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, several of you are not logged in on the Pear Deck. You need to be. All right, Michaela, go ahead and tell us how you got your answer of 34 for the area.
So what I did was I made a rectangle on the top, and I did 6 kilometers times 1, which is 6 kilometers. And then I did the 7 kilometers times 4 kilometers, which is 28 kilometers.
Huh? Correct.
And then I added.
You got it. That's exactly right. Okay. So again, that one's not too hard because of that fact that it's just simple.
Wait,
Mr. P. Mr. P. There's a problem with that because the way it's divided, there would be 1 less kilometer because it's 7, and then since the way Michaela divided it, it would be missing 1.
Thank you. Okay. So it would be 6 times 4 is 24 plus 6, right?
Correct. It would be 24 plus.
Okay. So did anybody catch that?
I did.
Who's I?
Nathaniel.
Okay, Nathaniel, will you explain? Let me pull yours up here. Go ahead.
Well, so
Oh,
I divided.
you did something differently.
Yeah. So I divided it with the rectangle on the top left.
Yep.
And you know it because at the top it says 6 kilometers, and at the bottom it says 4. So you know that at the top left that's 2, and 2 times 1 is 2, and then 7 times 4 is 28.
Yeah. So there's another way to look at it. But if you also did do it, pull up my annotation over here. What was being said was that this over here is now 6 times 4 or 24, and then this would be 6 times 1. Right? But again, same idea, breaking down into smaller rectangles. All right? Okay, next problem. See, Pramita, do you mind? And Nathaniel, will you share? Permita, do you mind to start?
Sure.
Okay.
So basically what I did was I just like divided up into shapes I thought it would be easiest to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just found the area and added it all together.
Okay, so let's start up here at the triangle. How did you get 8 for that?
Because down at the bottom, right here, it says that it's 4, and it applies to the top 2. And then next to the triangle, it says that the height of the triangle is 4. So I did 4 times 4 is 16, divided by 2 is 8.
Why divided by 2? Because it's a
Triangle.
triangle. Yep. Okay. And then how did you get the 48 right here?
Because it's 12 times 4, again with the 4 at the bottom.
Okay, which is correct. What if you decided to do this whole rectangle down through here instead? What number would you have multiplied by?
It would have been 18 by 4.
Right. I'm just saying a couple people did the whole long triangle, and that would be 12 and 6, 18 times 4 if you did. So that's right. Okay, go ahead though.
And then I did 6 plus 4 is 10, by 6 is 60. And
okay.
Then,
so she got 10 here, times 6 is 60, okay? And then over here?
And then for the 50, again, with the 6 on the side and the 4 is 10 again, by 5 is 50.
Okay, so you had to know, though, that this was a 6 right here.
Yeah.
That's correct. Okay, Nathaniel, will you tell us what you did? Let me pull yours up.
Yeah. So I divided it into the long rectangle, and you can see it says on the right side it says it's 12, and on the left side it says it's 6. So if you add that together, it's 18.
Yeah.
18 times 4 is 72. And then I did the same thing as Permita for the triangle at the top. I saw both of the 4s and then divided the 16 by 2. And then I divided it into another rectangle at the bottom right. And I saw that there was a 6 and a 5, so that's 11. And there's a 6 on the left side, so I on the right side. And 11 times 6 is 66. And at the top, 5 times 4 is 20. And then I added it all together, and I got 166.
Yeah, so there's your 66 and your 20, so that's 166 total. I'm looking to see, did anybody do the entire long rectangle at the bottom? Let me see. I don't see. I could be missing it. No, so far. Yeah, Angelo. Can I put this up on here? Will you tell me what you did right here? Just in this part? How did you get 60 for this? Or how would a person do this part?
I added the 2 bottom parts.
Okay, so you got 4 and 6, which is 10. But then this part right here would be a 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 15 times 6, right? And make this is that right? 15 times 6?
Yes.
Which would be 90?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that'd be a 90 there. And then you got a 20 here, that's 110. And then you got your 148 here, right? I mean, you got your 48 here. And then this up here would be 8, because half of 4 and 4, right? 4 times 4. Okay, and you could do that long box down through there if you wanted as well. All right. All right, thank you guys. We got time for one more. And last one is right here. Oh, wait, that was just showing you a way to go about it. So I divided it up here. Let me just really quickly show you. We already said this, the rectangle 1, rectangle 2, rectangle 3, and little triangle, but we've already covered that. So here's the last one for today, number 5. So what I need to know is, what is the area of the gray? What is the area of the gray part of the shape?
Seriously?
Again, we're looking for the area of the gray part. So somebody who has not shared today that would like to share, otherwise I'll call on somebody like, let's see, Betty or Melis, Josie. I don't think you've shared. Or I'll just call on somebody if we have a volunteer. Thank you, Mason's dad. It was nice of your dad, Mason, to help out. All right. Melis, could you start us off?
Okay.
All right. Oh, sorry. Boom. Here it is. Okay. Where'd you go? Give me a second. I hit the wrong button.
Hold on. My thing just like restarted. Hold on.
I got it right here. Oh, your whole thing went out?
I mean, it's kind of frozen, but I can explain what it looks like.
Can you see it on the Zoom screen? I've got yours up.
Yeah, no, that was the one that I did, and then the Safari just restarted because the internet.
Right, but I've still got it. I've got it, so you can see it on the screen, right?
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I split it up into 2 parts for the gray, and then 2 parts for the white. So
okay. So tell me how you got a 4 in the gray at the bottom.
Because there's 2 for the height, and then for the length would be, well, for the width or something would be, you'd have to do 7 minus 5, which is 2, because 5's at the bottom, and you could have split it right in the middle there, and then done a long rectangle. But yeah.
Okay. So I think what I'm hearing you saying is we know this part over here is 5, which makes this part here a 2, and 2 times 2 is 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had to know this was a 5 over here to be able to get this 4. Okay. Now this big one is now 7 times.
Oh, sorry.
4,
7 times 4.
which is 28.
Yeah.
So this part here would be 28 instead, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then 28 and 4 would be the total of the whole